applying for jobs. One of the jobs I applied for is at Cooper Hospital. And on the online application, that's the other thing too, real quick, just a little side note. A lot of applications now are online, you know, so you're not even getting face-to-face with someone. They're reviewing, even if they're reviewing it at all, they're reviewing your application online. You have to answer that question. Have you ever been convicted of a crime? So you're not even getting a chance to like make a first impression. That's your first impression, that you are a criminal. Unless you have some outstanding, like off the wall fireball skills, your first impression is that you have a criminal record, that you're a criminal. You know, I don't know what's going on the other side of that. I just know that I sent out a lot of applications via Monster, Career Builder, you know, applying for all kinds of stuff. But anyway, I take this chance. I apply for a job at Cooper Hospital. It's for a patient transport, you know, taking patients around in wheelchairs from wherever, you know, wherever they need to go. I figure it's my foot in the door. I'll go for that. It's like $9 an hour. If that, I don't even think it was that, but that didn't matter. I was like, you know, I'm going to get a job and I'm going to, you know, and see what happens. Anyway, I go and I get interviewed. I put on a suit and everything, man. I was looking fancy. I had a suit at all, you know. I probably hadn't worn a suit since I was a kid, but I had a suit on and all, you know. So I go to this interview and I'm talking to the nurse manager and I'm one to make jokes and, you know, make light of situations because, you know, those interviews can be a little intense, especially when you come from a background of blue collar work where sometimes you just show, and I've done this, just show up on a job site like, yo, you guys hiring? Like that's the hiring process sometimes. Like, yo, you guys need help? And then you got a job, you know? So I was accustomed to that, you know, stuff like that. Interviews, sitting down, the question, what makes you the best person for the job? I wasn't used to any of that, you know? So anyway, I interview, you know, the interview goes well and the nursing manager is like, you know what, I got something else in mind for you. It's a patient care tech. So evidently in this interview, like I impress her enough with myself because she got a chance to meet me that she's like, I got something better in mind for you. She's like, I'm going to have someone come down, throw you in some scrubs. You can run around the operating room and see if you want the position. All of a sudden, I'm in the position to choose if I want the position. I'm like, my mind is like, how'd this happen, you know? So I'm up there like 45 minutes, you know, this woman is taking me around. And the patient care tech does the overturn in the operating rooms. So operation gets done. They get it, you know, cleaned out. They get it restocked. They get the room ready for surgery again. And I'm like, now I'm elated. I'm beyond elated. I'm like, I'm going to nursing school. I'm already going to be working in the hospital. The job and my education is going to coincide. How much more better, if that's even a phrase, how much more better? I know I use it a lot. It doesn't even sound correct. But how much more better will I be by the time I graduate? Unlike, you know, I'm a waiter and I'm going to nursing school. Nothing wrong with it. I'm just saying like, oh my God, I'm going to have a job in the hospital. So I'm like, yeah, I want the job. She's like, okay. I go get my CPR certification. Now they're aware that I have a record. Whoever brought me, as a matter of fact, when they called me for the interview, let me go back for a moment. Mm-hmm. When they called me for the interview, because Human Resources calls you, she asked me if I have any questions. Or maybe afterwards. It might have been after the interview she called me to see how it went or something and asked me if I had any questions. I said the only question I have is my record going to prevent me from working at Cooper? She was like, no, I wouldn't have called you in if that were the case because you had to put it on the application online. It's not something you want to lie about. Let me put that out there. You don't want to lie. I'm sure there's maybe a few people in life that lied and didn't get caught about the record thing. But as soon as they do a background check, not only do you have a record, now you've lied to them, which makes you less credible. So I always answer yes.
And can't you get in trouble by the law if you lie about it and they catch you?
I don't know for sure. The only thing I can see coming of that is them firing you because you lied about your record. I actually used to go on job. I have a copy of my record. I would go on interviews with the copy of my record because I would tell them, look, I have a criminal record. I have it here. If you want to take a look at it, you can look at it now because, number one, I don't want to waste your time, but also my time's valuable too. I don't want my time wasted. So here it is. Take a look at it, and then we can discuss it if it goes that far. But I used to take it with me, man, because the thing is, it's a public record. You can't hide it. You can't say no and not expect them to find out if they do a background check. You know, so and I'm sure you've heard stories maybe on the news or something. I just saw something on the news about bus drivers in Philadelphia. Some of them kind of slipping through the cracks, and they were, and for whatever they had on their record, they shouldn't have been hired as bus drivers. I don't even know that anything happened in particular. It's just that all of a sudden they were doing a crackdown. So here you got people that are just trying to work, but for some reason, whatever was on their record, they shouldn't have been hired. So, and the story
so
was
they lied.
Yeah, they must have lied. Yeah.
Okay.
Or someone didn't do their job fully and just kind of they slipped through. So anyway, I go get my CPR certification. I'm excited. I get that done because I needed my CPR certification to work in the hospital. And I call up HR and I say, hey, I got my, or I send an email. I got my CPR certification. I'm ready to go because I already had my schedule and everything. I was ready to go. And she sends an email back. You got to contact us. And when I contact her, she tells me that the offer has been rescinded.
Why?
Because of my record. Someone higher up saw it. Whoever it had to go through higher than the nursing manager, and decided I wasn't worth the risk.
And the same lady who told you I wouldn't have called you if it would have. That's the same person.
Same lady, yes. Same lady. Wow.
Okay.
Same lady. I was crushed. I can't even begin to describe to you. It was like being in love with someone and then breaking up,
Mm-hmm.
I was crushed because I was so excited. Like, all of a sudden, I was making some choices for myself in my life. And what you do for a living's huge.
Yeah.
For some people, it's just a job. It's a means to an end. It's the way to live. Some people, I think there's very few that get to do what they love. When you talk about the total population.
Right.
Those are those lucky people that get to do what they love. For most of us, we're just kind of working and the job, we don't particularly want it. That's no reason not to go to work. I'm just saying that, like, I was excited because I was making a choice for my career because it's something that you spend most of your life at.
Yeah, and it was in alignment with what you were trying to go to school for.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it just got ripped ripped away from me. And I was just like, I had recommendations. I had a recommendation from a doctor, who was one of my professors at Camden County College. I had recommendations from other people, and then they just kind of cut me off. I was like, okay, you don't want me around medicine or anything like that because of my criminal record. I understand it. I understand that. Is there anything else? Is there another position? Maintenance, whatever. It doesn't matter. Is there something else? And they just kind of no response, no nothing. They just kind of kicked me to the curb, and that was that. And after that incident, I called, I researched a little further. I went a little further. I called the university I was going to go to, and explained to them what happened. And one of the deans I was speaking with said, let me get back.
Newman College.
Newman University.
Okay. Newman, okay.
That's in Pennsylvania. She called me back. She said, look, there are some hospitals that wouldn't allow you to do the clinical, so you wouldn't even be able to finish your coursework. So not only I wouldn't even have a chance to finish the degree if I even got that far. So, ow. That's done. That dream. I don't know. I don't know if I would go as far as call it a dream, but that desire, that hope that I had for that career path was crushed. Now, if you're a nurse or
the education side and the job
and the job side, yeah, that
how long in between? What was the time frame in between both of them crashing?
It was pretty quickly, because after the Cooper Hospital thing happened, I immediately, probably within a few weeks, contacted the university.
Oh, wow.
To kind of ask about, because I was still going to go. I figured, okay, I didn't get this job at Cooper, but that doesn't mean anything. I'll still go to school. I'll still get my degree, and all this time will pass. And when I go before the nursing board, they'll, all this time will have passed. I'll have excellent grades. Like, why wouldn't you grant me a license? I was being hopeful. That's what I was being hopeful.
Optimistic.
I was being optimistic for my own life.
Yeah.
And
one door closes, that's fine. This door is still open. Yeah.
Okay. And then, like I said, it finds out I wouldn't be able to finish my coursework. So I had to shift gears again. Because I still want to.
Now, teacher, you said the teacher was out the door.
Yes.
With the criminal record. Now, is that so? No teachers can have a criminal background?
I don't know what it is state to state. I don't know what all the criteria is as far as that's. I heard people tell me I could teach in Pennsylvania.
But in New Jersey, where you're
New Jersey, no criminal record. You're not going to get licensed to be a teacher.
Okay, so the teacher was out the door first.
Yes.
That idea of being a teacher was out first. Now you said the nursing thing is out the door.
Yes.
Okay.
So what did I do? I still
all because of your criminal record. Not because of you.
Not because of me.
Your criminal record.
Essentially because I had the criminal record. Yeah.
Right.
But yes, based off of the record. So, I still want to go to school. I still want to get education. Again, I had a 9th grade formal education. I was excited to be in college. I think I appreciated it more too. I don't know. Like, sometimes I think if you go maybe from high school straight to college, sometimes it's, I don't know. When you're older and you're paying for it, you're aware that you're paying for it. You pay attention a little more, so.
Mm-hmm.
So I just switched my major to liberal arts. I figure I'll just get a general education, and then I'll go on to Rutgers and earn a bachelor's degree. So, but in between that, I was still going to school, and then I knew someone that worked for Cigna Healthcare.
Okay.
And I just did an IT course because I was laid off. Unemployment actually paid for an IT course. They paid for training for whatever. There were some things that were specific to the training. So I took computers. And I knew somebody that worked for Cigna Healthcare in the IT department. So she kind of got me into an interview. I got an interview, and I got offered the job at Cigna Healthcare, and it was in the city. And what was nice about it, you could also work from home because it was remote. It was real basic stuff. You're going to reset customers' passwords and things like that. It wasn't anything, nothing deep. It was real basic stuff. But it was nice because I had taken this course, and I'm like, okay, and I can work from home sometime. That'll be great. That'll free me up for some things. And I get offered the job, and the same thing happens.
At Cigna?
Yes, the record.
Wait, how late? How much after you got the job offer did that happen?
Almost immediately, almost like within the week. And I'm talking.
So they gave it to you. You told them you had a criminal record.
They knew I had a criminal record because you got to put it on the application.
And
what happens is you sometimes you're not dealing with the same person. You're getting interviewed. You fill out the application, you get brought in, you get interviewed by one person. And then I guess the way it works is then someone else still has to approve it. Like they offer you the job and then someone else has to approve. I don't know how it works because I'm not on that end of it.
It happened.
It happened. I'm just getting the brunt of it. You know what I'm saying? I'm feeling the effects of it. I'm feeling the effects of having the criminal record. Now, all along,